Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gosport Radio. My name is James McIntosh, and we are just about to more or less kick off here at the AI Stadium. But before we get underway today, we will be doing our annual remembrance service, paying respects to all those who lost their lives. We have got a lot of naval people here today, and it is an expected crowd of around 2,000. It looks like it's going to be a busy day today, and what a game we got in store. AFC take on Gosport Borough. The ramifications of this game, you do have to think it's going to be huge come the end of the season regarding promotion. But both teams, they are now coming out. Uh, I'm not sure if I have time to run you through both teams. I'll run you through the Gosport lineup very quickly. Adam Parks, he starts in goal for his first game. Harry Kavanagh, he's at right back. Rory Williams is your captain. 5, Joe Morrison. 6, Charlie Vasmer. 7, Bradley Tarbuck. 8, Asher Yearwood. 9, Dan Wooden. 11, Alfie Stanley. 19, Danny Hollins. And 20, Cameron Murray. AFC Totton, their lineup today sees former Gosport keeper Ryan Gosney starting goal. Their captain is 2, Joe Zoff. 8, Adam Tomoso. 10, Ethan Taylor. 11, Charlie Austin, the ex-Premier League man. 12, Luke Hallett. 14, former Borough player Richard McIntyre. 15, Roderick Collins. 17, Declan Rose. 18, Tony James Lee. And 19, Thomas Blair. Well, everyone is currently just on the byline at the moment. You got all our naval officers in the middle as we are just about to pay our respects, doing our 2 minute silence, in which we will go silent for now.
They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. When you go home, tell the mother and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today.
And that was led by our very own Jeremy Fox, who will be co-commentating later tonight, and Caroline Dinage, the local MP. And you will be able to see the interview. I did film with her later. I'm hoping we haven't lost service there because I did get up pretty early.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings to a conclusion our remembrance ceremony for this year. Thank you for paying your respects with us, and I would like to thank everybody who's been a part of this evening.
Just checking this is still working. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Well, at least it's still working. I had a little suspicion there I might have pulled the plug out, but no, we are all ready, and we are all ready to go here at the AEI Stadium in that blockbuster game I was telling you about. AFC Totton, they take on Gosport Borough, a game with huge truth, and you do have to imagine this is maybe could be at least anyway could be a title deciding game for Totton, and it could be a playoff deciding game for Gosport. I'll run you through the lineups as I was quiet earlier. So in goal, our new goalkeeper starts, which is Adam Parks. So Adam Parks, he's joined from Taunton, a young goalkeeper. He's had stints at Watford, Southampton, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on today. 2, Harry Kavanagh, our right back, and he's partnered up with 3, Roy Williams. That's your skipper today. Joe Morrison, he returns back to the starting 11, and Charlie Vasmer, he's also in lineup. Your winger is Bradley Tarbuck. 4 games and 4 goal contributions in that time. 8, Ashley Yearwood. 9, Dan Wooden. 11, Alfie Stanley. 19, Dutchy Hollins, who does return from a suspension. And 20, Cameron Murray. Your visitors lineup today sees Ryan Gosney starting goal. And for any fans listening, you may remember that name. That is because it is our former goalkeeper. So he did terminate his contract at Salisbury and has now joined AFC Totton. So I'm sure he's going to get a nice warm welcome here. Joseph Osler, that's AFC Totten's captain. 8, Adam Tomaso. 10, Ethan Taylor. 11, Charlie Austin. Yes, Charlie Austin, the former Southampton and QPR man. I think at one point he was leading before Cristiano Ronaldo at some point in the 2012-2013 season, and now he's going to be playing against the mighty Gosport. Does he have what it takes to get past Joe Morrison? We'll find out later. 12, Luke Hallett, another former Gosport player, and another one you will definitely recognise. 14, Richard McIntyre. Obviously spent the first half of the season with Gosport, and now he's with AFC Totton, so another familiar face. 15, Roderick Collins. 17, Declan Rose. Tony James Lee is number 18, and 19 is Thomas Blair. The substitutes, another former Gosport goalkeeper, Max Evans. He's on the bench for the visitors. 5, Charlie Kennedy. 7, Connor Dunesby Ben. 9, Scott Randell. And 20, Owen Pellman. And those, the former veterans, they march themselves off the pitch. It's going to be Gosport who start the game kicking off as Dutchy Holland Totton in a turquoise kit. But yeah, Dutchy Hollins is just getting underway while the band is still on the pitch getting all ready to go. It's definitely interesting to see. But it's made for a great atmosphere. And like I was saying earlier, you will have a great atmosphere. It's going to be raucous in here. The Harry Mitson stand, it's filled with fans, and everywhere is just fully busy. But I think, as you can hear there, the band, they've stopped playing, and the game has kicked off here at the AEI Stadium, and it's Gosport. They take on AFC Totton. It's Dutchy Hollins. He loops the ball forward already, and Gosport trying to apply that early pressure. Hollins with a deep header. The former Pompey man chucking headers forward, but it's just pinballing between the two teams early on. It's Cameron Murray, he gets on the ball, chips the ball forward into Alfie Stanley, but it's been dispossessed there into Osler. Another header, and currently it's been all headers so far. A ball has been smashed forward. Charlie Austin, he's running down by Adam Parks. That's his first touch as a Gosport player, and it was pretty cool under pressure. And Bradley Tarbot there inside his own half nearly worked onto Alfie Stanley just outside of the box. And as you can hear, there are loads of boos here for Ryan Gosney, and righteously so. You can only imagine the former Gosport man getting that sort of reception. Ditched Gosport this season. It is his second start, I think, for AFC Totton since leaving Gosport. But I would imagine Adam Parks will be getting a much warmer reception, and you would want him to have a perfect start. Yeah, I mean, he did play against Taunton when we played him, letting 5 goals in that game. But then again, he didn't exactly have the best back line that time. And he does hack a ball forward from the Gosport playing that night tonight. A Friday 7:45 kickoff as opposed to the Saturday one. It is partly because we are playing in remembrance, but also Pompey, they're playing at home tomorrow. So there won't be too many teams to update you on tonight. Maybe the odd championship game, Premier League game. I'll try and catch that up for you. And the ball has just gone out in the near side. And I'm just trying to look for all the scores currently going on around the country. But it very well could be that Gosport versus AFC Totton is one of the few games being played at the moment. You do have League One, Barnsley versus Rotherham, and you do have in the Championship, Watford versus Oxford. So we'll keep you updated with all of those. As Joe Morrison, he's on the ball inside his own half as he's looking for forward options. And he delivers a nice ball forward. It can't meet Dan Wooden. Still trickles back to Bradley Tarbot. Tarbot on the outside of the boot works its way onto Dan Wooden as Dan Wooden tries to flick it back into his winger, but the winger just couldn't get on the end of the pass there and instead returns back to Ryan Gosney in goal. And Ryan, he was such a good goalkeeper for Gosport. Or even though he didn't start too many games, I think he was here for 5-6 games in the end. But yeah, saved 4 penalties in that time, kept 2 clean sheets, and often the man of the match, which shows just how useful he was. And Adam Parks, he's got a big shadow to follow now. And Max Evans, another former Gosport keeper on the bench. But returning back to the game, Bradley Tarbach, he's coming down this left wing channel, but it's dispossessed. As now Rose, he's coming forward and passed it on to Daly, but Daly dispossessed by Roy Williams, a Gosport skipper, and doing well enough to win Gosport a throw just outside of Pat and Joe's dugouts as the captain looks to throw it back in play. And he does a pass into Bradley Tarbot. Tarbot tries to flick it into Dan Wooden, but instead finds the experienced Osler as Osler hacks it forward. And it's going to go all the way back into Adam Parks as he lets it roll out for a goal kick. And we've just had Jeremy return to the press box. Jeremy, you've just done their remembrance service. And I was speaking to Caroline about it. It's such a great thing we do here at Gosport, and another great one today.
I couldn't be more pleased with the way that went, James. What a really nice service that was.
Yeah. Well, it was lovely to see. You had all the veterans here, and it's a big part why, well, there's so many around the ground today. But yeah, it's always a lovely thing. I remember it last season, it's great. And my 2 years of being here, every service has been great. And also good to see Caroline Dinage come down.
Yes, and we invited Caroline because obviously she's the MP for Gosport, and she's got a good footballing pedigree with her dad Fred. Connections with Portsmouth. She's a big football fan, so yeah, why not?
Well, I met her son Freddie as well. I'm not sure if he might be coming up later, but yeah, we did an interview with Caroline, so you'll be able to listen to that later on the Gosport social media channels. But Jeremy, returning back to the football today, Gosport, AFC Totton, both challenging for promotion, you'd have to think, and this game is going to be tight, definitely.
It's going to be tough. We've got a lovely gate tonight. I reckon we're probably tipping over the 1,000 tonight, James, but it's going to be a tough one. Yeah, they don't come any tougher than FC Totton, do they?
No. Well, 5 minutes already played here, and it is currently goalless. And Totton, they are filled with some juggernauts, one of them being Charlie Austin. For any new listeners, I mean, if you don't know the name, I would be a little bit shocked. Played with Southampton, QPR, yet to really get involved with this game, but he may be able to now as Tommaso. He launches the ball forward, which might just link up with at least one of the strikers as Lee. He gets on the ball, but Charlie Fasma dispossesses the striker, and once again, it's cleared forward, only as far as, oh no, Charlie Vasmus smacks it forward. Alfie Stanley may be able to chase it down 15 yards out from goal. Ryan Gosney, he's forced to smash it out. And the young striker, Alfie Stanley, applying pressure to his former teammate. Charlie Vasmus gone down inside his own half. Pat and Joe not happy, but the referee says play on. As Dutchy Hollins, he's got a ball. He chips it into the left-hand channel, trying to pick out Ashley Yearwood. But Richard McIntyre's a little too early there. And Ryan Gosney nearly makes a mistake on the byline. Nearly seen it go out for a corner. He hacks it forward, but finds Rory Williams. He's striding forward, lays it back out into the right-hand channel into Murray. Murray brilliantly touches it down. And now it's into Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking to cut inside of Collins, but just can't do enough as he loses the ball. But the ball will return back into yellow possession. Joe Morrison on the halfway line. He does a sideward pass into Roy Williams, the Gosport skipper. Tarbuck, he's calling for the ball, but Roy Williams was trying to overcomplicate a pass there, which did see him lose possession, and he has brought down Tony Lee. It looked like a serious challenge, and the yellow card has been plucked. A lot of Gosport fans unhappy around the ground, and it is probably because it was such a similar incident to what happened with Charlie Vasmer there. It was Tony Lee that went down this time, and the first yellow card will go to yellow body, and it will go to the Gosport skipper, Roy Williams. And the crowd is not happy with that decision as well. It's like being at a pantomime. You can really hear this Gosport crowd, and you would imagine that it's going to be the 12th man today. But it's going to be Blair. He's going to be taking this free kick. Just looking up, I would say around 25 yards away from goal, right near Pat and Joe's dugouts. You've only got a one-man wall in front of him, that being Alfie Stanley. As Blair, he raises his arm in the air. It's an in-swinger. Can it pick out Charlie Austin? Joe Morrison sticks out a leg, and it's just enough. As Ashley Yearwood, he looks to escape the danger. And it's gone out just around a yard away from the corner flag, and it's looked to be taken quickly there by Blair. And the referee is just saying it can't be taken too early there. He's pulling it back. And he's also going to get a talking to, Ashley Yearwood. There's already been one yellow card. Will Ashley Yearwood get another? You wouldn't think so. You'd imagine it's just going to be a talking to, but you don't want Ashley Yearwood here just to talk himself into more trouble. Well, no. Well, I would imagine that will be his first warning and maybe his last warning. As Ashley Yearwood, he's allowed to carry on without a card. But there will be a throw-in just a yard or so away from the right corner flag. It's Tommaso. He's making a run forward towards the throw-in taker, but instead it's a long throw-in, trying to pick out Lee, but it's headed away by Morrison, and it still can't be escaped the danger. And the ball has worked to the head of Austin, and Austin heads home. He's played 18 games, and that is his 7th goal this season. And it's the former Southampton and QPR man who opens the scoring at the AI Stadium. It's Charlie Austin, 9 minutes into the game. And it's that ex-Premier League man we've already talked about a number of times within this broadcast. And it's a good goal, but it was too easy for him. Just getting on the end of that header there, heading past Parks in goal. And Jeremy there, it was just made too easy.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. But then what you can't do when you've got a team of the quality of AFC Totton out there is give them that kind of opportunity, and we've done that. So they have an early lead. It's not what we wanted, but it's going to lay the challenge at our door now.
Definitely, yeah.
We knew this wasn't going to be easy, but when you have a team with the players of the quality of Austin,
yeah, exactly,
can't do it.
Well, you just have to think. If you see some player, especially with Austin's caliber, who's renowned for his heading ability, why not have at least someone on him? No one marking him in that situation there.
Yeah, and the trouble is, when you have a quality player like that, he'll know how to evade his marker. Because don't forget, it was only last season he was playing professional.
Exactly,
football, so,
yeah.
Okay, so you're still tweeting.
Yeah.
We're, of course, I'm just still trying to get my head back together after the remembrance service. Game's momentarily paused here. We've had 10 minutes here at the AEI. It's Gosport 0, Totton 1. And Dan Woody's gone down. Not quite seeing what happened there, but it just gives the teams a minute to breathe. Yeah, Paul, he saw it, I didn't. Paul, my colleague in the press box, got a bit of an elbow to the side of the head. But, no, it was just a collision.
Yeah.
Just recording the goal, we were back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as we were just saying there, Danny Hollins, he has gone down just inside this Totton half. Gives both teams a chance to speak with their coaches. I mean, I don't think Pat and Joe will be too worried about conceding so early on. And that's the one positive about conceding early on. Gives you a lot of time to try and find an equaliser. And we know what Gosport are like when going behind. Already 7 times this season where they started in a losing position and somehow claw 3 points. Really comeback FC.
Yeah, but this will be the toughest.
Oh,
comeback of all
definitely,
time.
definitely.
They're going to do it. Definitely.
Well, Zach, this is a team just full of juggernauts. And Jeremy, you'll recognise so many of these players. You've got Ryan Gosney, former Gosport player, Richard McIntyre, 2 players already started this season. And then you've got the likes of Hallett, who I think was on loan at Gosport. So many.
Tony Lee.
Yeah, Tony Lee.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had him here for a season in the Conference South. Who else have we got out there? Joe Osler, the captain,
yeah.
was here for a season in the Conference South. Yeah, and it's nice to see him earlier. Yeah, there's quite a few ex-Borough players out there, and of course Mike Carter.
Yeah,
who's still
exactly.
injured,
Yeah.
but I've spoken to him tonight.
Well, I suppose it's nice for at least all the Gosport fans to meet all these old faces as well. Well, I was doing my interview with Caroline down, and Max Evans, the former Gosport keeper, nearly took my head off with one of the balls. So that was a nice welcome return, seeing the goalkeeper. But no, it's lovely to see all these ex-players, even if they are playing against Gosport. But I'm sure all the players, at least the Gosport players, they'll be relishing playing against their old teammates, wanting to get one over them. As it was Dodgy Hollins there, he lofts the ball forward, and it might just work on to Cameron Murray, as he does well to head it back into Kavanagh. Ashley Yearwood, he tries to float Kavanagh forward, but I can't find him, and it's gone all the way back into Joe Morrison, who brings it down inside his own half as he passes into Charlie Vasmer. Vasmer, with the outside of his boot, passes it into Hollins inside the centre circle, and it's back into Roy Williams as he passes into Yearwood. Yearwood with a short pass into Joe Morrison, and now it's into Kavanagh, right hand of the centre circle, and now it's into Asher Yearwood, the former Beaconsfield man. And Gosport just playing that out from the back, trying to maintain as much possession as possible and trying to craft some sort of an attack. But for any new listeners tuning in, it is AFC Totton 1, Gosport 0. It was Charlie Austin, the ex-Premier League man, who's broken the deadlock. And Gosport, we've got a mountain to climb, but we've seen it so many times already this season where we have come back from behind. And Gosport, we do have a throw in just near the Harry Mitson stand. It's going to be Harry Kavanagh taking this throw in. He passes it into Dan Wooden, and Dan Wooden just making space for himself there. He did originally touch it, but it was an outstretched Osler, the former Gosport man, who hacks it into Gosport's half, and it's gone all the way back into Parks in goal. And Jeremy, that's another interesting debate. We've got Adam Parks from Taunton, but Ryan Gosney in the opposite goal already had a lot of boos, and righteously so.
It's funny how football works out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because only about 10 days ago, Gosney was a Gosport Borough player, albeit on loan from Salisbury.
Yeah.
And then obviously things happened. Salisbury released him. Well, his contract was mutually terminated. He then moved to Tottenham. We made him an offer to stay. He declined it. That's the player's prerogative. But I think it just shows you that in this day and age, and I'm going to be a little bit controversial, it just shows you that sometimes loyalty ends at the next paycheck.
I would have to agree with that, but it will be interesting to see how Adam Parks gets on. The former Taunton man, and has got a lot of experience with the EFL, Plymouth, Southampton, Watford. Who knows? Might be a blessing in disguise. It's Bradley Tarbuck. He's coming down the left-hand channel. He finds Ashley Yearwood open inside the Tottenham box. He releases a shot. It was the inside the box. He tried to curl it towards the far corner. And you can see what Gosport was trying to do there. Ashley Yearwood making space, and just an early sign of what Gosport may be able to do.
That's the first real opportunity I've seen them have. First bit of bright play going forward. So that's good, and it's nice to see it. So let's hope we see a lot more of it, because that's the way. That's the key for getting back into this game, James. To be fair.
And do you think tonight will also be, like you were saying there, mentality as well, not just physical on the pitch?
Yeah, because obviously Tottenham are going to be a physical side as well as much as a good footballing side with the experience they've got.
And Tarbuck, he's coming down the left and immediately intercepted there by Tommaso.
So sorry, I didn't realise you were tweeting. So Tottenham are just frantically trying to clear their lines, and Gosney does do that, a long, deep kick into the Gosport Borough half. Now, Austin's mixing it up with Charlie Watson here, but now Tottenham break forward again. Austin breaking the space on the left.
It's Austin again. I mean, Austin, he has been so dangerous, and every time he gets on the ball, he looks like scoring. And you can see how quickly that attack was. And once again, nobody marking him. And the simple things he did on the playground. But Gosport just not looking on it. And Austin really damaging this Gosport defense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Taylor.
16 minutes, Ethan Taylor.
Ethan Taylor's space on the left side of the penalty spot. Played a nice little ball along with that.
Number 10,
It's going well.
Yeah.
It's going well.
Yeah, it's going very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for AFC Totton, scored in the 16th minute, score number 10, Ethan Taylor.
And Jeremy, it's gone from hard to extremely hard. I mean, this is going to be Mount Everest to climb in order to at least get a result.
So, James, yeah, it's gone from difficult to extremely difficult now. But it is just, it's the sort of test that you're going to have to relish as a player. You're up against the favourites to win the league title, the team packed full of quality, and they're going to punish you for every mistake you make. And ultimately, we've made 2 mistakes. We've conceded 2 goals. It was a sweeping move down the right-hand side, a really good play, and Charlie Austin and Tony Lee came together to set up Taylor there. And what a clinical finish it was too. So yeah, it could be a difficult night, especially if they score another one in quick succession now. It could be a very difficult night. But so yeah, here we go again then. Tottenham have a throw down in front of their own dugout to be taken by the number 17, Rose. And you're back.
Yeah, well, like you were saying there, every time a Tottenham attacker gets on the ball, they look like scoring at the moment. And it's probably because of the clinicalness and their reputation as well. So we said about Taylor, it looked like Austin as well. I think Austin may have got the assist for that one. But Austin, Taylor, Lee, a deadly front three, if we're being completely honest. And Gosport really do have that mountain to climb now. But, I mean, stranger things have already happened. We're in a similar position with Taunton where we just did not look on it in the first half. But then again, we have already got our strongest team out, I would imagine. And Totton, they do have a throw-in 5 yards away from the right corner flag. And it's going to be left for Rose there. And Rose, he's going to do a short one into Taylor. Taylor passes back into Rose. And Taunton there slicing this Gosport back line wide open. And it's once again going to be Rose taking it. And Charlie Austin, he was making a run there, but it was past to Taylor. And now Rose is back in the right corner flag and he darts in across towards the box. It is headed out by Charlie Fasma, only as far as Collins. Collins, he tries to pick out Rose, but Tarbach does his defensive duties, backpedaling and making sure it goes out for a Gosport throw. As he does a short one into Rory Williams. Williams lost it into Dan Wooden. Can Dan Wooden bring it down? It can't be. It's Tommaso. He excellently on the halfway line read the pass well and headed forward only as far as Dutchy Hollins, and he passes into Roy Williams. Williams does a through ball into Ashley Yearwood, and Ashley Yearwood, he cannot get past Todibo. And yeah, McIntyre, he may be able to counter attack now as he passes into Ben. Now Taylor, he's on the ball. He's trying to get past Kavanagh, he's holding his man well as he passes back into McIntyre. McIntyre all the way back into goalkeeper Gosney. Alfie Stanley, he's trying to charge down the former Gosport man, but looks pretty comfortable under pressure there. And Dan Wooden, he's won a ball, which sees him pass to Asher Yearwood. Yearwood floats the ball over the Tottenham back line, and Alfie Stanley can't make the most of it. But Gosport winning another ball high upfield, midway inside this Tottenham half. Asher Yearwood, he's won a throw, and he's going to leave it for Bradley Tarbach. Midway inside the AFC Tottenham half. Tarbach, he's going to let Rory Williams take it now. And Williams does a short one into Yearwood. Back into Williams. Williams chips it over and finds Yearwood. Yearwood tries doing a volley, and it's volleyed straight into the legs of Charlie Austin, who does his defensive duties. Now Rose hacks the ball forward. Can it find Taylor? Taylor brings it down nicely, and it's going to fall to Austin. And he heads into Taylor. And Taylor with an acrobatic effort. And if that would have come off, that would have been a lovely goal there, Jeremy.
Yes, it would. And at the moment, I'm still sort of feeling that every time Tottenham go forward, they look like they're going to score a goal.
Well, I have to be honest, Charlie Austin, I knew he was an excellent player, but it's interesting to see how he's not just attacking, but he's also doing his defensive duties tonight as well.
You notice with a player of his quality, look, here he is, he's just sort of been on the ball. His movement, his awareness his physicality, it's a cut above.
It is.
And that just shows you that he's played at the very highest level in this country.
Well, I mean, like I was saying before the broadcast, at one point in the season, it was the 2012-2013 season, he was the highest goal scorer across the world, beating the likes of Ronaldo, Messi. I think he was on 20 goals and Ronaldo was on 17 at the point. It was 3 weeks into the season. But it's crazy to think someone like that is now playing at the AI Stadium.
Oh, there you go.
Just mental. And it just shows how developed the non-league system is really becoming, as it's gone all the way back into Parks in goal as he smashes the ball forward deep inside this Gosport half and just outside of the centre circle. Dan Wooden can't win the ball, and Osler, he instead heads forward, and Dan Wooden, he's once again pulled to the floor. The referee's not getting anything, and the Gosport fans, they're not happy, but it doesn't really matter too much as it's rolled back into the palms of Parks in goal, and Parks telling all these players to move forward, get up the pitch. And I just noticed in Pat and Joe, they're already having discussions. And you do have to wonder what they are thinking and what plans they're planning on introducing. As currently, it's not going ahead. And Gosport really not looking on it inside the first 20 minutes here at the AI Stadium. And now Blair, he's coming forward, darting down this right-hand channel. But Rory Williams, despite being a little bit older than his counterpart Blair there, he won the pace battle and did it well. And he just chopped inside of Blair there. And that was nice play from the Gosport captain. And even releasing Asher Yearwood, who's in space here. He's got Charlie Austin and Tommaso surrounding him, but does well and passes it back out into Joe Morrison. And still inside this Gosport half as he turns back into goalkeeper Parks and he plays that pass. Tarbuck, he's coming back to help his goalkeeper as well. But Parks, it's interesting to see him as well. Obviously, a goalkeeper that likes playing with the feet, and he's going to be one of these what's defined as the modern day goalkeeper. And he looks good. He has looked solid. I mean, the 2 goals he has conceded, not really too much he can do, thanks to the quality of the finishes from the 2 Totton strikers. One coming from Blair and the other coming from Austin. And now Austin, he's got the ball and he drills straight into the side netting. Another good opportunity, Jeremy.
Yeah, they keep coming, don't they, in regular intervals, James? And it's concerning me now that if we don't sort this out, we're going to be on the wrong end of a very heavy defeat tonight. And I'm trying not to be too negative, but when you think of it in that context, every time they come forward, every mistake we make, every time we give them that little bit 1 yard of extra space, they are killing us.
Yeah, but it's just how they use the pitch so well as well. If you look at Gosport, we look so narrow, and this is where you more or less could have done with an Agbesi, I would have felt like today, to try and work with a Roy Williams to try and shut down Austin in the middle. It looks like every time, well, at least AFC Totton come forward, they're creating this diamond of Austin, Lee, and Taylor, and it's coming out to be so successful for the visitors.
Yeah, you can see. I've just been watching Joe and Pat. They've been down there plotting. So they've been plotting.
Oh yeah. Well, Parks, he's come out of goal, and it was a little risky there, considering Lee. Lee was just pouncing on the new Gosport goalkeeper there, and he's picked it up. And in the end, danger averted. 20 minutes played here. It is AFC Totton 2. Sorry, Gosport 0. See, that's what it does to you when we're losing this much, not being the greatest of games, and also a late kickoff. And Parks, he has launched a long goal kick, and it nearly finds Alfie Stanley, who looked to turn Tommaso in the centre circle. Tommaso winning, and now AFC Totton there once again counter-attacking. It's Charlie Austin left at the penalty box. He looks to go for a shot, and it's blazed just higher the crossbar. It's another great option, and Charlie Austin, he has been excellent within the first 22 minutes.
Oh. Shout out that we've got the yellow part, trappers, and the main bar and the bus. Because they're all queuing at the main bar.
I've literally got about 2 minutes at the start. Because we've got the band out and get our time. So
We get to use all of our bars.
that's it. That's the one.
Because we have
Quite a lot.
4 available. Founding.
Adrian was just telling me that when we played in last season, which I believe was Tuesday night and Thursday night.
Well, Jeremy, I'm not sure if you saw that one there. Austin close to getting a brace.
Yes, I did. It wasn't far off either, was it?
No, not at all. I thought that was going to be 3-0 there. Parks was beaten. Luckily, the crossbar just being a little too short.
Yeah, so it's just been a very busy evening. So sorry if I seem a little distracted, but yes, I'm just sort of trying to get my thoughts together about the first 25. And I can't believe we've already played 25.
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
if I'm honest with you. But to be fair, the scoreline perfectly reflects what we've had in this first
Yeah,
half,
yeah.
James. No arguments from me. And Tottenham's quality is very clear for all to see.
Yeah.
But let's not hero worship them too much, because they're a football team that, yes, they're good, but if we, I think, can produce one of our extra special performances, we've still got a half and a third of this game to go. So
yeah. Well,
if we can get a foothold, like a goal, if we get
exactly.
the next goal, for example, then we could find a way back in.
Well, you do have to remember we're only 25 minutes into the game so far. Although, yes, be it we're 2-0 down. We have seen it before where we get one goal, momentum totally shifts, and we're straight back into it.
Well, that's the plan. That's the hope, isn't it? But I have to say, it's the old football cliche in the park, isn't it? Next goal wins.
Yeah,
Because
it really
I think
is.
If Tottenham
Yeah.
get it, that's it. We're not coming back. But if we get it, then I think that's a real foothold, and it might just give the lads a bit of a push.
Yeah, definitely. And I suppose if we do go 2-0 down into the half-time break, we do have attacking options at least on the bench today. Samuel Fanan, who we've seen excellently against Wooten and Hersham. You've got Jake Cope, who has recently returned from an injury, and two attacking players instantly there. Maybe Ethan Jones for a burst of energy.
Yes, we have got options on the bench, and but I would say it would be AO would be my choice.
Yeah, I'd have to think of AO. Yeah.
Just have to have a look at the team sheet to remind myself who we've got on the bench tonight. But yeah, AO Fanion would be my choice to come on and shake it up. We know from his performance at Walton Hersham that he is an agitator that can come on and cause a team no end of problems.
Well, Dan Wooden, he was trying to play a through ball into Bradley Tarbart. Tarbart, he didn't even realise the through ball was being taken. And it sees it go out for a goal kick in which Ryan Gosney, the former Gosport player, will take. And Gosport players, they're starting to play a much higher line now, I've noticed, over the last 10 minutes or so. I mean, they come right until, I'd say, the edge of the centre circle, the four-back line. As they're all currently just dragging towards the right patch of the pitch. Anyway, as Ryan Gosney, he looks to smash it forward. Steep inside this Gosport half as Charlie Austin, he nods forward, but the header is won by Tarbuck because Tarbuck, he loops the ball and it might find a header of Asher Yearwood, but instead finds Tommaso. So he heads into Charlie Austin. Austin, he's got a tangle of legs with Dutchy Hollins, and it's the two ex-EFL players. I mean, to be fair, it was like watching WWE there with Dutchy Hollins.
Austin smiling. He's seen the funny side of it. Yeah, they've just had a bit of a tangle. Nothing malicious. They've just tangled everything.
No.
Tottenham were awarded a free kick, and you can laugh about that one.
Yeah, one of the more funnier incidences we'll probably see tonight is Alfie Stanley. He was trying to put heavy pressure on Ryan Gosney there. And the ball might just work on to Tony Lee. Tony Lee takes it past Parks in goal as it rolls agonisingly close from the left post. It's taken a small nick off of Adam Parks, which does drill it out for a corner ball. I mean, Adam Parks, he took a vital deflection there, which sent it wide, but Gosport caught lacking out the back again.
Yes, they've got to heed these warnings, or it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
And let's watch the corner then. If we can get this chap in front of us to see that, he's sort of a little bit like a jack in the box. But James, I think maybe just watch the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Before you do that. Because we don't know what's going to happen here. But
well, a lot of Totton bodies.
Place,
yeah. And it's Charlie Austin making a run towards the near post. It looked like it was going to find Haller. It's headed back into the danger zone by Charlie Vasmer, and Adam Parks comes out to collect it. Even though he was shoved in the back there, did well, Adam Parks there.
Yeah, he did. I think he was brave there to get up for that. It's going to be a tough one for Adam Parks. Obviously, he's joining a new club. He's come from Taunton, and he's got to get to know his teammates. And he hasn't really. I don't think he's had a training session yet.
No.
Think. And of course, then suddenly you're thrust into a game, a high-profile game like this one, in front of over 1,000. So I'm pretty sure we've bust 1,000 barriers tonight.
Oh yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. So it's tough for him. But I think once he's got this game out of the way, he'll feel a little bit more settled, and we'll start to see the best of him.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
there's not a lot he's been able to do, James, I think, in terms of the 2 goals, 2 very good finishes. So the ball at the moment, James is tweeting. So the ball is with Parks. It's outside his area, but it had run out of play. I was going to say, you can't pick that up out there, mate. But it had run out of play for the goal kick, so that's okay.
Well, there was a very similar incident in the Champions League, wasn't it? I'm not sure if you saw it involving Aston Villa, but Tyrone Mings handballed it inside his own box accidentally. I'm not sure if you know how, I think it's the defenders, they like to take goal kicks now rather than the goalkeeper.
I've seen this.
But yeah, anyway, he brought it down with his hand. Referee blows up for a penalty. In the end, it's the difference which loses Aston Villa the game.
Yeah.
Very similar. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't think any Gosport fan would want to see that. No. Well, hopefully, rather than conceding, Gosport look to be on the attacking threat this time as Tarbuck whips it into the right-hand channel, picking out Kavanagh. Kavanagh loses the ball, and instead, Totton, they're coming down the left. It's driving forward by Taylor, and Taylor, he gets the better of Dutchy Hollins, so all the way to the left of the penalty box. Looked to do a cross, but in the end, Dutchy Hollins did just enough to send it out for a corner ball. Taylor, he's really causing to be a menace. Already one goal.
That was an attack with pace
Yeah,
and
yeah, it was.
precision, and we didn't have much of an answer to that.
No.
But so it's another corner to the visitors, and I think Joe and Pat there scratching their heads again down below.
Well, I'm not even sure what you can do against this AFC Tottenham side.
Well, just they may have to shift to a
yeah,
defensive
yeah.
formation, perhaps.
Well, sometimes it's the smallest tweaks that end up having the biggest, just everything really. I'm just watching this corner because it has been taken short. It did look like it was going to be short into Richard McIntyre. Richard McIntyre loops in a deep pool and is headed by a Tottenham body. It's been smashed back in by, I think it was Austin there. It's gone high, and Adam Parks will be happy with that one there. Interesting corner technique there. They're mixing it up.
Yeah, and well, that's a training ground set piece, isn't it? And and I've noticed that the standard and variety of set pieces from corners has improved considerably that I've seen this season from both Gosport and visiting teams.
Yeah, well, I suppose it still starts from the Premier League as well. How that's always trickles down. Yeah,
because coaches, you think you've got Jimmy Ball, son of the
Yeah.
great Alan Ball,
Yeah.
who's fireworks going on over Gunwalls there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've the quality of information available, and coaches are studying, and they're not copying, but they're learning from the top level, and it filters down.
Well, you'd have to imagine Jimmy Ball, at least. He was their ex-assistant Macclesfield manager, I want to say. But at least they had EFL pedigree. And you would imagine that will help him at least massively at the size of an AFC Totton. AFC Totton, they've been so impressive since Jimmy Ball has taken over. Notorious for that triple they did. But yeah, I mean, they're looking to maybe get a promotion again this season. And so far, if they keep plucking out performances like they're doing tonight and keep playing how they are tonight, you would think they're going to do it. As it's Tom Blair right at the penalty box. He's got Rory Williams chasing him down, applying heavy pressure. But Blair, he passes back into Rose. And Rose, he just trips over, which sees Ashley Yearwood make the most of it. And can Gosport counter-attack here? Maybe create one decent chance within this half. As Yearwood, he passes back into Kavanagh, and all the turquoise bodies are slowly trickling back inside their short midfielder. Cameron Murray, the ex-Pool man, and now Kavanagh right at the halfway line. He passes into Alfie Stanley, being so impressive this season, and you would imagine he's one of the people on this pitch that will maybe play, at least have the biggest difference come the second half. But it has now been 33 minutes played in this first half. Still Gosport 0, AFC Totton 2. First half an hour, Jeremy. What have you made of it?
Tottenham dominant, and their quality and their concise attacking has just given Gosport all sorts of problems. So yeah, I think that, as I said, 2-0 after 35 minutes, 34 minutes, and have a reflection of the scoreline, and Gosport have got some thinking to do. I mean, it seems to have settled down a little bit in the last 10 minutes, but 2 quick fire goals certainly put them on the back foot. But I think if they can just get to half time now at 2-0, then Joe and Pat have got 10 minutes to get them inside, have a little chat, and they've no doubt got their tips on what they can do to counter Totton. I think it might have to be shifting into a more defensive posture and counter-attacking.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, you would think with this AFC Tottenham team, with how they've continued after scoring that second, most teams at that level would just sit back. We've seen Tottenham do it where they scored a number of goals, started to sit back in the second half. But no, they're just going for attacking, ultra attacking.
They're absolutely ruthless. And I think the third one, if they got it, they might then ease up a little bit because then I would suspect probably the game would be won. But they're going to carry on attacking at will.
Well, remarkably, it's not just their attacking unit that's been good. So far, it's been their defence that has been the highlight. If you look at their stats, 14 goals in their last 7 league games, and they've only conceded 3 goals in that time. Remarkable, just remarkable how little they've conceded. And so far, those sorts of stats, they won't favour Gosport. And this attack definitely won. As Rose passes it into Lee. And Lou, it's a heavy touch which sees Phasma win it just outside the Gosport penalty box. And he does a short one, leaving it for Cameron Murray. And Murray just lays it out into Kavanagh. Luckily, Tony Lee with a heavy touch there, allowing Phasma to win it back. And now Roy Williams inside his own box. He's got Tarbach to the right of him, Dutchy Hollins to the left, and he does go for Hollins, and Hollins with a pass out into Tarbach. Tarbach back into the middle into Hollins, and Hollins, he's having heavy pressure from Hallett, getting pushed in the back. He has to pass into Roy Williams, still inside Gosport's own box, and Joe Morrison, he's on the ball, passing it into Harry Kavanagh, and Gosport just can't get out of their own half. Harry Kavanagh, he's sprinting away from Tommaso in the middle of the park. Now Dutchy Hollins, he floats the ball into Dan Wooden. Hollins, he dips it into Yearwood, and Yearwood, he leaves it for Alfie Stanley, and the ball just bounces a little too high for Alfie Stanley, and he can't bring it down as Ryan Gosney, he loops the ball high, and it ends up being a good pass into McIntyre, but the former Gosport man loses it into Kavanagh, and Kavanagh, he's been one of the few Gosport players who does look very good tonight. And now Charlie Phasma on the ball, still inside his own half, just on the edge of the centre circle. He looks up, he chips the ball, it's going to find Dan Wooden, and Dan Wooden, he looked to flick it back, but no Gosport recipient, and Tony Lee, he comes out and he headers past Parks, and it was so similar to what he did against Taunton there, Adam Parks, coming out into no man's land, and Tony Lee nearly punishes him.
Yeah, the nerves are showing there, aren't they? And Tony Lee is another prolific goal scorer, well known to us here because we've had him here on a couple of occasions at Gosport Borough. Very, very.
They've marked it as a goal, someone.
So we're just seeing on the flash score that someone thinks they've just scored. They haven't. So don't know how that's happened.
No, I don't.
But no, they need to correct that because he didn't score, he missed. But the point being, jokes to one side. Again, it was a mistake, and it very, very nearly got punished. When you have the quality of strikers of Austin and Lee opposing you, what are you doing given those sorts of opportunities?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying not to be too critical, but it's every time with their coming through. Here we go again.
Offside. Yeah.
Did score there, but the offside flag already up.
I do think it was for that position, but Lee ran on and actually finished anyway. It's a lovely tip.
Oh, so yeah, AFC Totton nearly coming close to finding their third, and despite it being, I think it is still showing as 3 goals. It's definitely not 3 goals here at the AEI Stadium. It is only 2 goals separating the 2 teams, although there could have definitely been more for AFC Totton within the first interval.
But yeah, I'd love to know who's done that because
yeah,
they obviously weren't watching the same game.
No. Unless he knows something that we don't, he's predicted the future. Who needs Back to the Future, the movie, when you've got it here at the AEI Stadium? Someone predicting it.
Another one on the way.
It's like the first movie when he has that little booklet. Maybe he's got one of those. He's put a bet on. But no, returning back to the game, Charlie Phasma, he's inside his own half. He smashes a ball forward. Can it pick out Dan Wooden? Dan Wooden does well to get under the cross. He heads it forward, but once again, no Gosport body on the end of the pass. And you can see why Dan Wooden's getting frustration. And Dan Hollins there, he headed the ball into, well, I don't know, Gosport just can't keep hold of the play at the moment. And Tarbach, he's coming down this left-hand channel, trying to get past Rose, but Rose like a brick wall. He's not letting any visitors go past him. And now Blair, he does a great pass into Lee. Lee brings it down, and there has still been that player down. It is Rose who's down, I want to say. Yeah, Rose who is down. And I'm surprised the referee hasn't blown up, as he did go down very badly there. Yeah. Well, they have just kicked out our play there. Looked a horrible challenge.
Yeah,
there.
it was an accident.
Oh, it was purely an accident, but
Straight away he put his hand up.
yeah. I very well. You would imagine that could be the end of these night with a challenge like that. Just holding his. Is he holding his ankle? Is he holding his back? I'm trying to work out.
Here, James, it's his knee.
His
It's
knee.
his knee, I'd suggest, yeah.
Yeah, so knee. We've already seen one bad knee incident here at the AI Stadium involving Alex Barca. Doesn't look to be as serious as that, but he is holding it. The physio's going down.
Down there. Danny
Yeah.
Adams and the Totton bench having words.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
think there was anything
No, I
malicious
didn't.
in that at all.
It looked like it was just accidental, went sliding in.
Yeah.
And then that was just the consequence of it. Yeah. I mean, we have seen Dutchy Hollins do some rash challenges, but
He's not averse to one or two of those, but that was an accident.
well, both teams, they've gone to their managements, just having a little chat, trying to get some instructions through to both sets of players. If you're Pat and Joe now, Jeremy, what are you saying to the team?
Get tight.
Mm.
You know, come on, concentrate. You know, cut out the mistakes because they will punish you for them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe they're going to have to shift. As I said, I hate to be repetitive, but shift to a more defensive posture.
Yeah. Well, we've seen teams in the Premier League do similar. Brentford versus Man City, I remember being a similar situation, and even Bournemouth. Bournemouth, they had an awful start with Man City in the first half, conceding to Phil Foden early on. Then they went on the rampage. Same with Sporting Lisbon. Maybe Gosport can take inspiration from those Premier League teams. And I would imagine AFC Totton, they're a great resemblance of Manchester City with all their spending.
It's just seeing that I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's good news. That's
Not entirely happy, but
yeah, he's hobbling. And you do have to wonder who that will be coming on. Looking at their bench, maybe Owen Pellman, Charlie Kennedy would most likely be the outstanding one to come on for him. Yeah, Rose, yeah.
Declan Rose.
And Declan Rice, he's just being hobbled off. He's got his coach, he's got Taylor just grappling the player. So he's still holding his knee, and you would have to think that will be the end of Rose's night. Sad to see, really.
You know, you don't wish it on
No,
any player.
no. And Rose, he has done an excellent job with AFC Totton over the last season. Played 98 times throughout his career and is most notable for his time at Poole Town, playing over 127 times there for the Dolphins. So an experienced defender will be a big miss. And you can just see our physio as well helping out.
Olivia's gone to
Yeah,
help out, which is nice.
it's
a
good
nice
sportsmanship
spirit of cooperation as there was with the injury in
with
the,
Alex Barca.
with Alex
Yeah,
Barca, yeah. And Swindon Supermarine showed great dignity.
yeah,
and
they did.
respect,
They did.
Which, yeah, who have they put on?
They definitely haven't made a sub yet. No.
I think
Well-
he's gone straight into the treatment room, which yeah, because the Gospel do have a treatment room down the
Yeah.
far end of the stand, and that's where he's heading. I think you'll find.
Well, hopefully he won't be out for too long there, Rose. And AFC Tottenham, they will be going down to 10 men. Maybe they just feel bad for Gosport, want to give Gosport a chance to get back into the game. Yeah. Well, Charlie Basma, he's inside his own half, passing it into Dutchy Hollins, centre circle. Hollins plays it right into Joe Morrison. Morrison, with the long dreadlocks, passes into Kavanagh with his shorter hair, much shorter hair, actually. And now it's gone back into Parks in goal. And Parks, it's a high ball, and it's won back by Taylor. As Taylor nods it straight back into Parks, and it's easy for Parks, who grapples it, rolling it out into skipper Rory Williams. Williams looks up, passing it back into Parks in goal. And Parks, he's just telling all the men to move forward. And yeah, as you were just saying there, Jeremy, I have seen a board.
So it'll be interesting to see who's going out.
So you would have to think that substitution will be imminent. And Taylor with a good flip back there into Lee. Lee leaves it for Austin. Austin on the halfway line. He's dispossessed by Cameron Murray. And now Alfie Stanley, he's got a chance to charge at this AFC Totton defence. And Dan Wooden with a poor pass into Alfie Stanley. And yeah, so often you see those two strikers, a deadly duo, linking up nicely. That just wasn't working out there. But you have seen Dan Wooden do some nice flip backs already. And you do have to think at least one of them will work tonight at some point. And Austin, he loops one into Taylor. Taylor's going to chase it down this left-hand channel. Harry Kavanagh, he's chasing down Taylor. Taylor left of the penalty box, passes into McIntyre. McIntyre loops in a ball, and it's going to be a high ball that goes over the crossbar.
I haven't seen a substitution.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they're making, 5 minutes added time. Yeah, like you were saying.
5 minutes.
Oh, it was Charlie Kennedy.
I didn't see the switch.
No, I didn't.
Didn't see it.
So there will be 5 minutes added on. 5 minutes for maybe Gosport to find a goal.
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah, there was definitely no board.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
a bit of a way to go, yeah.
Well, the referee has just given a free kick to Gospel. I didn't really see too much of it there as I was doing a tweet. But Rory Williams, shove in the back, I have heard there. But either way, Gosport take it. Rory Williams, he's going to take a free kick midway inside this Gosport half. He's going to go for a long option. It may very well pick out Alfie Stanley, just too short to win it. And it does fall nicely, though, for Cameron Murray, who wins the interception. Kavanagh, he's right at the penalty box. He had Cameron Murray on the overlap. Instead goes in the middle for Dutchy Hollins. Hollins, he does a good ball into Roy Williams. Williams, he looks, I'll go for a forward pass. And you just had that vision, that Dan Wooden. Had that not been read well by Joe Osler there, may have linked up nicely for Dan Wooden. But instead, AFC Totton, they're now counter-attacking. And it's Taylor who brings it down nicely. And it's nodded down by Alfie Stanley, who goes for a long volley. I mean, I know he's got great caliber, Charlie Austin, but that was audacious.
A bit rushed, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
More time, didn't it? I don't know if you realised.
Oh, that's not good. We've just seen Rory Williams go down.
Yeah.
The player has suffered a number of injuries over the last 2 seasons. You won't want to see our captain go down like that when he's holding his knee.
He's an experienced player as well. Hopefully he'll be okay, but Liv Bailey's gone out to assess him. She's been a busy young lady.
Yeah, she has today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rory Williams.
Well, looking at the bench, we do have Agbesi and Finley Walsh-Smith, so defensive
I think it'll
capabilities.
be, I think.
Worst case.
Thinking actually, who would be the better fit out there? I think might be Agbesi.
I would go for